Hey, how's it going? Today is day 87 of my 100-day inspiration challenge, and today I want to talk about finding your voice and not just finding it, but owning your voice because we all have this voice inside of us that is who we are, and it is so important to tap into the voice that is within you and not just to tap into it, to share it with the world and to own that part of yourself because it is so important and your voice is so valuable and it is so unique and special. It is like a snowflake where every single snowflake is different. Your voice is so different and so unique and so special compared to other people. And the world really does truly need your voice and your point of view. This is something that I struggled with for years and years and years. I grew up thinking that I needed to play it small, and I was always afraid to be loud, and I always thought that I didn't have anything to offer, and I thought that I wasn't smart enough, honestly. And so I would hold back my thoughts and my feelings. And the thing is that it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what life experiences that you've had. It doesn't matter how old, how young you are. You have so much value. Your voice matters, and regardless of what you've gone through in life, you have different experiences that have shaped you and made you the person that you are, so that you can see things differently from other people. So it's so important to really own that voice, that part of you that is within you, because it really does matter and people want to hear that from you. So don't be afraid to hold back. I remember in LA when I took my 2-year Meisner program, and the first day we went outside and we were told to just look around and think about how we felt about things. And it was really strange, and I was like, okay, there's a yellow building, like the yellow building. And at the time, I thought it was really weird. And then I realized that it was an exercise to strengthen our point of views, and not just strengthen our point of views, but also to pay attention to the world so that we know how we see the world, and not just how we see the world, but how we feel about the world, because that is exactly what your voice is. Your voice is your point of view, which is how you feel about different things. And so there is no right or wrong way, but your voice really does matter, and you can add so much value to any topic, to any conversation, but just by sharing what is on your heart, just by sharing your truth. And one thing I want to say about this is I know that it can be tricky to want to live in that space of being indifferent and not really choosing a side. And I would encourage you to stay away from that indifferent zone, because the more specific that you can be with your point of view, the stronger that your point of views are, the stronger that your voice will be. Indifference is a thief of specificity. It is, and if you're not specific, you're not clear, and it just holds you back. It just keeps you dancing on the fence. You're not choosing a side. So I would really caution you, if you are indifferent in a lot of different things, if you're very go with the flow, that's an amazing thing. And keep that in different areas of your life, but also make sure that you know how you feel about things. And not just that you know how you feel, but make sure that you feel strongly about things, because the stronger that you feel, the stronger that your voice will be inside of you, the more passion that you will have behind things. So it's very important. And just like anything else, finding your voice and owning your voice, it is a muscle. So right now, you might not have a strong point of view on different things. You might not feel very strongly. I know for a long time, I didn't feel very strongly. And I just told myself the story that I didn't have passion. And that was just so not true. That's so not true. It's just a muscle that we have to develop. We have to choose and pay attention to how we feel about the world and how we feel about different things. And I used to even tell myself that this was judgment and this was a bad thing. But that is not true either, because if you don't know how you feel about different things, how can you take a stand? How can you decide what you like, what you don't like? How can you know yourself if you don't know how you feel about different things? And all of those things contribute to finding your voice. So it is so important to pay attention and understand how you feel about different things. Another thing that used to hold me back with owning my voice was I was so afraid of not offering value, but I was also so afraid of not knowing what I was talking about. And I was afraid of being wrong. And one thing that really helped me is this quote by Maya Angelou. And it is, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. And I think that quote can be applied in lots of different aspects in life, but it gave me freedom to speak my truth because it feels so good to speak your truth, right? And if you're holding back your truth because you're afraid that you're wrong or you're afraid that your information is not as valuable as somebody else's, then that is so painful. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to own your voice. Be okay being wrong. Do the best you can with what you have right now. And when you know better in the future, you can do better and take peace and comfort in that. You don't have to be the best version of yourself right now. Just own where you are right now and share that with the world because people want to know you have value inside of you that you are holding back. So give it to people because people value your voice. You just don't know it yet because you haven't shared it with them. So some of the things that you can do to more clearly identify your voice and how you feel about different things is, first off, have some awareness. So pay attention to what's going on around you and take inventory. How do you feel about certain things? Even something as simple as somebody's outfit. How do you feel about the things that are happening around you? The stronger that you make those points of views, the stronger your voice will be. Again, it is a muscle. You just have to build it up. The second thing that you can do is to write or to journal. If you reflect on different things, you will inherently be thinking about things. You will be challenging yourself to go deeper and to figure out yourself and how you feel about things. So writing is so valuable. The third thing is to have conversations, to talk about things. For the longest time before I started my podcast, I thought that I didn't have anything to talk about. I thought that I didn't have anything to talk about. And I was like, there is no way that I'm going to be able to talk for 20 plus minutes by myself. No way. But the more that I talked, the more I learned about myself, the more I learned how I felt about things. So be courageous and engage in conversations. Share your point of view. Even if you're wrong, you can grow from those experiences. But what is inside of you, that voice inside of you, is your power. That power inside of you is your strength. That is your gift that is uniquely you. So own that and share that with the world because it will feel so good and you will only more clearly develop who you are and strengthen your voice so that you can be a better version of yourself so that you can help other people. So don't be afraid to share your voice with other people. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts, your feelings with other people because it matters. And just because your thoughts or your feelings might be different than other people's, that doesn't make yours wrong. They might just not be seeing things clearly and you might have insight that they don't. Own that. Own that maybe, just maybe, your different point of view is magic. That's huge. Your different point of view could be magic. Own that. Every single conversation, you deserve to be in that conversation. You deserve to contribute and to share your truth. That is how you're going to strengthen your voice, is by talking about things, by sharing things with different people, by really getting to know yourself and getting to know how you feel about things that are going on in your world. Remember to keep showing up for yourself because if you do, there is nowhere that you can go but up. If you want to dive deeper with me, you can head over to showuptogoup.com. I will see you tomorrow.